Welcome back. Today we have Priscilla Marconi, who's with the Marconi Museum and Children's Foundation, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the foundation and the fact that there's a museum that's only about 15 minutes from here. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice to meet you. Thanks for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
So, a little bit about the museum and the foundation, and I know it's been around for quite some time, so tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. So in 1994, my husband Dick founded the Marconi Automotive Museum and Foundation for Kids.
Okay.
And he had an open wheel car race team. So he bought this old building in Tustin that had been a salad oil manufacturing facility that went out of business. And I remember seeing this building thinking, oh, this is awful. It was just in a decrepit state, but he put what he calls cubic dollars into it and turned it into this basically a giant warehouse with heat, light, and power. And he moved his car collection in and our race team. And so we started off for about 6 months or so just working on race cars and then going out and racing. And then when he decided that he didn't want to race anymore, we started out putting one foot in the water to see how it would be as a museum, and people started to come and see the cars. And then probably the biggest part about the museum is the foundational aspect. And Dick's mantra is learn, earn, and return. So first you learn, you go to school, you get an education, and then you get a job and you earn, and then eventually you start to give back, which is return.
Okay.
And he ended up donating the entire car collection in our building to the Marconi Foundation for Kids. So the Marconi Foundation is not a family foundation, it's a public foundation. So the family does not own the assets anymore. But it was his way of really giving back and inspiring our community to make a difference. And it doesn't mean that you have to give away, you know, a $30 million car collection, but to be helpful and pay it forward in some way.
Right, right. So now the car collection is open to the public, the museum. They can walk through there. Anybody could come in. And is there a donation? How does that work?
Yes. So we request a $5 donation, and kids under 12 are free. And we've got about 75 cars, and it's the kind of place that you can walk through on your own. We have placards on all the cars. If you have larger groups, we can sometimes call one of our docents to come in and do more of a deep dive on the cars.
Okay, good, good. Now, I know that you work with charities, and there were a couple of photos that we have of some of the charities that you work with, like the Anaheim White House. Tell me about some of those.
So the Anaheim White House, we have an interesting connection to them. Bruno Serrato started his own foundation, and he started probably 15 to 20 years ago, called Katerina's Club. And so Katerina's Club feeds kids, the motel kids, and it's branched out from there. He's teaching job training now so that these kids can get an education and then go to work in restaurants and that sort of thing. But his side business is called White House Catering, and his business partner, we work with White House Catering, and they do all of our catering. So we thought that this year for our big fundraiser, Fight Night, we would work with Katerina's Club.
Oh, good. Okay, that's excellent. Now, we're also showing Eric Reese, who was here last week with the Jesse Reese Foundation, so he also was there?
He was, yes. So every year for Fight Night, we pick a different charitable organization. And it's always geared toward at-risk children. So whether it's pediatric cancer or pediatric AIDS research, in Jesse Reese's case, you know, working with the children inside the cancer units in the hospital and the joy jars that they do. And then I told you Katerina's Club, we work with Covenant House, which is up in Los Angeles. And they take care of the kids that emancipate out of the foster care system. And these kids end up on the streets and no place to go, no family structure. So, and then this next year when we go into Fight Night 21, we'll be working with Chalk, and they have a new innovative pediatric mental health unit, which is an inpatient unit.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
we're
great.
excited to work with them.
So how do you find out about the charities that you support?
In a couple different ways. The charities generally know about us, and so they will submit requests for donation, grants. When we do the bigger ones, such as Fight Night, I am usually the one that goes out and does a real deep look into how their programs and services are making a difference for the kids in Orange County.
Okay.
And then our board of directors helps decide which charities we will be supporting throughout the year.
Okay, great. And then the way that you raise the money is from the donations that people give when they come to visit the museum, as well as any events that are held. You take a portion of that?
Yes. So the other, there are three ways we raise money. The donations for people that come in to visit the cars. And then our biggest slice of business are people that come in to host an event. So rather than being in a hotel ballroom, they want their guests to see something unique and different. And you know, even if you're not a car person, the color of the cars, the shine, although we specialize in high performance street cars and race cars, we also have some older cars, American muscle cars. So people love to come, and then they're giving back at the same time. It's really a win-win. And then the third element is, as I mentioned, Fight Night, which is held in every March. And we hold it right in the museum, and it's world title kickboxing and boxing. We've had Oscar De La Hoya and Sugar Ray Leonard and Victor Ortiz, and just recently, last year, the guy from San Clemente, Sam Darnold, who is now playing with the Jets. So we've also had we want to specialize in doing things that other people don't do. And not everybody's a boxing fan, so we have a great silent auction. You can get up and walk around. But those are the three ways that we raise money.
Excellent. Well, that's such a great way to do it. I mean, it's three different ways. And you also have a great museum, and so there's a lot of things that people can do. And like I said, it's not very far from here, so that's awesome. And then let's talk about contact information. So if somebody did want to talk to you about maybe submitting for a consideration for a charity, or maybe they wanted to have an event or just donate, what do they have to do?
The best way to reach us is through our website, which is marconimuseum.org, because we're nonprofit. And there are all different kinds of ways to reach various people depending on what your area of interest is. So we have people that deal specifically with event rental, and then I take care of the money raising arm, and so the website's pretty clear as to how we operate.
Well, good. We had a little slide up there that had the marconimuseum.org, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, is there anything that I missed?
I don't think so, but we just encourage everybody to come out and visit us. Please check the website before you come. We do lots of events, and we will sometimes be closed during the day. We don't want you to drive all the way to Tustin without knowing that we're open. So just check the website, and we welcome you to come visit.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you wanted to visit the Marconi Museum, it's only a $5 or more donation, whatever you choose to provide. And that if you want information, you can go to the marconimuseum.org. We'll be right back after this.